She says, this isn't how you win a poetry slam. She says, if you write a meta poem about how to win a poetry slam, you won't win anything. I say, I have nothing to lose. She says, start with comedy. So, a girl walks into a bar, walks up to the mic and says, she says, this isn't how you win a poetry slam. She says, don't talk about romance and don't be too passionate. She says, start simple, pick something easy to digest, a call to action is best. She says, don't think too much. Write everything down, start from the ground up. Build a foundation, write lines like cinder blocks, put rhymes like insulation, install imagery like windows. Put them everywhere. Their gleaming panes busting against the veneer of their frames as they keep back canopies of constellations. She says use tone. Be sultry and seductive. She says a good subject is key. Potential subjects for my potential poem. 5 ways to wear a blazer. 10 things I wish somebody would have told me before I shrunk my sweater. How to talk around topics you'd rather not talk about. My psychiatrist and other awkward white men. My history teacher and other good role models. How to talk to that pretty girl in your English class. How to explain to that pretty girl in your English class that you are actually severely insane. How to survive 10 days on a psych ward. Hint, it involves high addiction, medication, and my relationship with my dog. Introduction, the memoir I will write when I am 30. Letter to my future wife. Letter to my future ex-wife. How to hold your baby brother for the first time. How to make promises you will not keep. How to be discreet when the world is falling apart. Hint, it involves high addiction. 5 places I'd rather be right now. 5 things I'm looking for. 5, 4, 3, 2, done. Why this battle will never be won. She says, watch what you do with your hands. Don't tense up. Don't think too much. She says, performance isn't everything, but it's more than enough. She says, be confident. She says, remember, whatever the judges say, you are good enough. She says, you just said enough twice. I ask how to end a slam poem. She says, poems don't conclude like essays. She says, summarize. She says, bring it home. She says, bring it back to the beginning. She says, this is how you write a slam poem. What do you call a bunch of people waiting for what looks like red lemonade? It's a punchline. And what do you call a scholarly summary of your favorite desserts? It's a treat-is. It's funny, because these are symptoms of my mood disorder. What do you call 2 bears sitting in a room? Bipolar. And what is the earth? Bipolar. And what am I when I'm manic? Bipolar. They say this disease is chronic, so they stuck me on mood stabilizers and antipsychotics. What do you call your mom's crazy sister? Antipsychotic. You know, I can't read on this medication. They call this palliation. I swear it feels like incarceration. What's black and white and red all over? A newspaper. Something I can't read. A sunburned penguin with a poker face. Someone no one can read. And what do heretical fish speak? Bass for me. And why don't people move after they've killed themselves? They're suicidal. And why do sad pants always look so good? They're depressed. And why are waterfowl so crazy? Well, they're all lunatics. And what do you call a country with a psychotic population? It's a hallucination. And what do you tell a future alcoholic hung up on petty problems? Stop whining. And how do dishonest people make soap? They use lies. And what is unrequited love next to a fireplace? A broken hearth. It's funny. My psychiatrist says I hide behind humor. Consider it a coping mechanism. I wrap my worries in witticisms, hide my doubts behind punchlines, my pain under puns. I have built an armor of derision. My plate's produced with precision. Go ahead, try to find a chink in my chainmail. You will fail when you find I'll carry my deadpan to the grave. Serious, on the other hand, is not my strong suit. Serious makes me uncomfortable. I am scared I will make you uncomfortable if I let you see the ugly parts. This disease is the monster that used to live under your bed, doing a bunch of cocaine and then nestling itself inside of your soul. If I were to show you my monster, all grown up, I would not blame you for running. And yet I know that you'll be standing right here when I find a way to tell you about the bad days without the melee and mockery. What do you do when you're lonely in a boat? You go looking for friendships. And what do you do if you're not sure if a Scandinavian is done? You ask him if he's finished. And how do you end a poem with a pun? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna poetry. How do you cure a mood disorder? For this one, I don't know the punchline.